Hello, welcome to Shady Ginger Garage. These are the shades, I'm the ginger. Now that stupid mess is done with, what are we screwing with today? You guessed it, the camper van. We're gonna try to get it running. As you can see, we got a boat tank sitting here. It's brand new. I've never had one of these before, but I've seen a lot of people use them for this. Goal number one is to see if we can get this engine to fire. And then goal number two is to plumb that to the fuel pump and see if the fuel pump's working. I need to get this thing to an IDOD inspection, because in Missouri, if you buy a vehicle from out of state, they have to certify that the title matches the vehicle. So literally, you take the vehicle to the shop, they look at the VIN on the title, compare it to the VIN on the dash, make sure they match, and they record the odometer reading, the mileage. So I got to go through all this effort and all this work to get this thing running, to drive it a 15-mile round trip. And by all this effort, I mean not just getting it running. I have to make this portable. Try to stay out of the shadow here. These tires are dry rotted all to hell. So first we get it running, then I got to swap tires and wheels onto this from my other van, so I can drive this to the shop and back without a catastrophic tire failure. So then once the inspection's done, I get to bring this back here and swap tires and wheels back out. Yay for me, creating work for myself all the time. So anyway, I gotta put a battery in this. So yeah, common car guy problems. I gotta go rob a battery out of another car to put in this one to see if this one will run. So let's get started, see what we come up with. By the way, guys, if you're going to buy a car that has room for the kids, buy a Crown Vic, buy one that has room for all the tools, and you can still get bodies in it. A1 recommend. Dual post battery robbed out of the Kia. Check. Okay, doghouse is off, filter assembly's off so we can get to that 2-barrel carburetor. And battery's swapped. We have power, and the door buzzer works. Or the key buzzer. So, let's go get a spark tester and pull one of these plug wires. I'm going to see if I have spark. Okay, I just saw my spark tester not very long ago, and I can't find it. So, we're going to do this the dumb way. I'm going to spray a little carb cleaner in here and see if it lights off on that. Not the great way to do it, but it's what we got. So, let's see what we end up with here. And that sputtered. Okay, we're going to do a little bit better on fuel. Alright, put a little raw gas down its throat. Now let's see what it does. I think it's good enough to say she runs. Turn that buzzer off. So, next order of business is see if we can get plumbed to that mechanical fuel pump down there and find out if it's any good. So, let's get to it. Okay, mechanical fuel pump is this thing right here. Rubber line on the back side comes in from the fuel tank. Metal line goes up to the carburetor. So I need to get this rubber line right here off and hook my boat tank to it right there. And if this fuel pump works, it's going to take a second to prime the system because it's a carburetor, but once it draws fuel, she should run. So let's get this rigged up. Okay, I had to cut the fuel line to get it off, so I'll be replacing that piece. No fuel came up from the tank. So, but this thing's been sitting since 2019, so it's not really a surprise. So let's see if we can get that plumbed to the boat tank. Go from there. Took a little doing, but she's running. Right off the boat tank. Pump's good. Hell yeah. Yep, she ran out. There we go, okay. Maybe a trick to get this to stay running on that fuel, but there she is. Alright. Next trick is to get it to idle. Burning a little rat shit off the manifold over there, that's fun. She got almost no brakes though. Not quite idling, but not far off. See if it'll idle. Should be warmed up now. Hey, it's idling. Go back and look at the exhaust, see if I blew any mouse houses out of here. Surprisingly, no. Sounds pretty damn good for a rig that's been parked since 2019. Alright. Shut this thing down and check that master cylinder, see if it's just a fluid level thing, because it does have brakes, but not enough where I feel safe driving on them. Alright, we're idling. Let's see if it'll let me put it in gear without having to 2-foot it. Hey, let's see if the accelerator pump's working. Go up the driveway here. Not crazy about those brakes, but they seem to be okay. We're backing up, so. Pardon the terrible camera work. Okay. I would call that a success. So we are running and we are idling. Pretty good for something that's been sitting since 2019, as I said. So, I don't know, maybe here in a bit we'll run an extension cord down to this thing and see if it'll show us what works on the camper part. Let's go down here and get the other van. That thing's running good enough. I'm going to swap those other tires and wheels on, which is not going to be a fun job. Oops, sun glare. Trying to learn as we go, but yeah, put a little sunshade over it. It's a little better for you guys. You can actually count the leaves. Okay, let's get this beast pulled up there so I can start the arduous task. Oh, there's Fluff. Hi, Fluff. Gotta give Fluff some attention. It's my favorite cat. It's our outdoor cat. It's our mouser. Yeah, hi. Beautiful green eyes, too. All right, lady. I gotta move the van. Start swapping these tires and wheels over, which is not gonna be fun. But just hop in and start this thing. That window's nice and fogged up from the inside. Ooh, that's no bueno. We're gonna do something about that. That's that leaking windshield bringing moisture in here. That ain't good. That'll rot all kinds of things out. All right. This one sounds a little more aggressive. let the festivities begin. I'm not going to bore you guys with the majority of that. Just get this done and go from there. Okay, guess we're going to wrap this video up. Here's the fleet: Crown Vic, Shorty van, camper van. By the way, I've got tentative names for the two vans. I think I'm going to call that one the Doghouse, which is fine, there's nothing wrong with that. The other one's a little more racy. The other one I'm thinking about calling the Cracker Box. So let me know in the comments what you think of that. Anyway, still daily driving a Crown Vic. Couldn't get the inspection, out-of-state inspection, the IDOD done on this van today. The guy was out of town on business. He's supposed to be back tomorrow. Of course, I'm going back to work tomorrow, so we'll see if we can squeeze that inspection in the morning before I have to go to work. So, still got the tires on it. It's ready to drive. I have another shop that I also use for inspections, but they're quite a bit further away, and it's downhill to their shop. And like I said earlier in the video, the brakes on this thing are kind of sketchy. They don't seem to really be leaking. I think it's just, you know, really nasty, filthy internals on the master cylinder, and maybe the booster isn't quite doing its job either. Anyway, this thing's been sitting for a few hours. I had it fired up a little while ago. Let's fire this thing off real quick and end of this video. I can't leave this thing sit all week while I'm at work with this fuel tank set up on it. So unfortunately, if I can't get the inspection done tomorrow, I'm going to have to disconnect my little fuel system here and get all these fuel jugs out of here, because I'm not leaving my window down for ventilation all week. It's supposed to rain, so I'll take all those out, and then when I put them back in, when I put the boat tank back in here, I should say, I'll have to reprime the system. Yay. Anyway, see how easy this thing starts now. Let's just crank it with no pedal. Yep, gotta give it a couple pumps. Also, if this thing's going to sit for a week, I want to put the doghouse back on it so, you know, cats and raccoons and crap aren't crawling up in here. Oop, there's the wind trying to blow leaves in here to set fire. Yeah, right on the manifold. Okay, well, we're going to end the video there, so turn that buzzer off. Okay, that's all I got on this one. Let's get that fire hazard picked up. That's all I got on this one. So, in the next video, we are going to pull this thing around. We've got a breaker box right there I can plug an extension cord into. We'll get in here and see if I can get some of those lights and stuff to come on in the camper section. As far as the chassis, I've only got one marker light that comes on. Both headlights, high beam and low beam, and my front signals come on. But I've got no marker lights in the back, I got no brake lights, I got no flashers or hazards in the back, and on occasion I have running taillights, but for the most part the taillights don't work on it either, so quite a bit to play with on that. Anyway, hope you found something useful in this video, hope you enjoyed it, and we'll see you next time. Bye.